Hey there, knitters. It's Leslie here with YYC Knits. I am just so overjoyed right now. It's not even funny. I've been working on editing one of my patterns called Moose Knuckle Mittens, and it's been a real experience because these mittens are worked magic loop in the round. And after quite some time of magic loop hiatus, I've been doing school and other things and kids and all that jazz, and I haven't worked magic loop in quite some time, so I jumped on my my device here and I threw up a video and realized what the heck is going on. So I want to show you what I have realized. It's actually maybe a breakthrough. I haven't been able to find anything on it on YouTube yet, but guess what? There is going to be as soon as I post this video, and I am so excited about what I'm about to tell you guys. So basically, this is what my life looks like right now. This is the life of a designer. This is I've been cranking out some sock blanks here and hand painting them, and you can find them on my website, yycknits.com. I'm on Ravelry and Instagram as yycknits, and I also have a group, YYC Knits, on Ravelry as well. You can join, feel free, and I will be putting some tests up for the season that we are about to embark on, because I am sure that like most of you on our time off around Christmas, that we're wanting to do some knitting. So I'll be putting a few of my designs that I've been working on up for testing. I'll throw them up in the testing pool, and then we'll be working the tests through my group, YYC Knits. So let's get down to business here. Major discovery, and you know, maybe it's been discovered before, but who knows? This is what happened. I cast it on. I'm just gonna get organized here. I'm gonna show you a whole tutorial on casting on in magic loop and working in the round, but this is what happened. I cast on my Moose Knuckle mittens, and these mittens are worked with a staghorn cable up the front. They're worked in the round using magic loop or double pointed needles, whichever you prefer. And I've written up the pattern. You can download it for free currently on Ravelry until all the bugs are worked out, and then I'll just charge a minimal fee for all my hard work. But we've got a garter stitch along the back just to kind of bring some uniqueness to the design. As you know, it's pretty plain Jane. It's a staghorn cable up the front, fingerless mitt. I did knit the prototype with a thumb, but the pattern calls for an open thumb to match the rest of the mitt, and it's super nice on. It can be worn rolled down or up just for extra warmth, and it's got a good size cuff, and I'll just put it on here and show you how it looks. One of my biggest peeves is when a mitt twists. I'm in my house coat today. It is like so cold outside. It has been just ridiculous all week. I think it's like minus 36 today with a wind chill, and that is just ridiculous. Here we are. Here's my beautiful view, and we are in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, with the fireplace on today, knitting mitts. So yeah, so I'm in my house coat and showing you this video. But anyway, so one of my pet peeves is when you're wearing a mitt that I've knit a few of these before, where they twist on. So they twist on the front, and I want this beautiful staghorn cable to run up the front of the mitt and stay put. So to avoid that twisting, the major key is thumb placement. So where you are starting your thumb gusset and ending your thumb gusset is the key for your mitten construction. So after a ton of research and development, I've figured out, I'm hoping, the perfect placement for the thumb gusset on these mitts, and I absolutely love them. I wish my nails were painted right now because it would just show them off so much nicer, but it's all good. So these mittens, that's that. I mean, yeah, I've said enough. So they're the Moose Knuckle mittens on Ravelry. You can look them up, and the pattern right now, like I said, is a free download. So when I cast on Magic Loop after a long hiatus, I started knitting with my yarn in the front, on the front needle, meaning the needle that is close to me is where my working yarn is at. And I pulled this front needle out long, and I started knitting. Once I mean, everything was going great guns when I was doing my knit 2 purl 2 ribbing, because I was like, hey, this is great, it's working out perfect. But then when I started knitting the rest of the mitten, I was like, hey, wait a minute. So watch what's happening here. I'm knitting across my mitten with my working yarn on my needle closest to me. I'm working the back stitches across. Now pay attention. I'm working these mittens counterclockwise. Okay, so I'm working them counterclockwise, not clockwise. So I'm knitting every stitch, which is essentially I'm knitting these mittens inside out. So if you love the look of puffy, squishy, beautiful garter stitch, but you don't like purling, this is a great way to knit a beautiful garter stitch mitten in the round, and yet you don't have to do a single purl stitch. So here we are on our second mitten. We're knitting 2 at a time using Magic Loop, and this is the magic, people. There's 2 little loops, one on each end, and you're knitting. Again, you've got your yarn in the front on the front cable, and to knit across the second mitten, you're going to knit every stitch. And I'll just do one more here, and I'll show you. How it works. So this is like extra magic loop. This is like super magic. This is like abracadabra magic loop method. Super fantastic. Here we are. I'm going to turn my work 180, okay? I turned my needles 180 degrees, and I'm going to pull this side long. Okay, here's my needle, my 40-inch or 32-inch, I can't remember what I'm knitting it on. And I'm back to the beginning. Oh, I just pull it a little too taut there between that first stitch, because I don't want to get any laddering. And here I am again at the beginning. Both of my tails for my mitts are on the right hand side, so you want to just make sure of that when you're knitting in Magic Loop. And my working yarn is on my front needle closest to me, and I am knitting counterclockwise all the way around both mitts, and I'm knitting every stitch, but it is coming up as garter because I'm knitting these mitts essentially inside out. Thanks for watching, and happy knitting.